a kid, how did you learn about money? Maybe you filled a piggy bank or had a jar of coins. Well, these days there are other options. And joining us in the studio to compare them all is money educator Nicole Pedersen-McKinnon. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Great to have you here live.
I know, in the flesh.
Now, you've got the coin jar there. Is that still sort of your #1 plan?
Look, it is, but it's not enough. That's just the truth of the matter. Because the fact is that as adults, we know that we interact with money in so many different ways now. It's not enough just to have this one thing, you know. Having said that, this shows kids that money is real, and that is a really key message. Like the process of it filling up, emptying, you save and spend is really, really important. And the idea that small denominations are worth more, there's all sorts of lessons in there. But of course, kids should be working for their money. They shouldn't
doing
just
chores?
Absolutely, they shouldn't be getting it.
What sort of age are we talking about when you're using this?
All ages.
All ages?
Yeah, so my family uses this as a whole of family kind of idea. And it's a one big reward. It's a one big family thing on a trip. And we all contribute because the kids, they'll get something good like Harry Potter World in England, for example.
Oh, okay.
They're throwing in their own money into that family goal, which is a beautiful thing.
What about the tradition of opening a bank account like we all did when we were little? We signed up to a little account.
Well, I used to have the Commonwealth Bank.
Of course
and we used to go along whenever the Commonwealth Bank person would come and you'd sign it in, you get your passbook.
Yes.
Is that practical today?
Look, it's a good thing. We need to interact in different ways. Like I said, kids need to learn how to deal with products. The Commonwealth Bank and the other big banks are paying roughly half the rate of interest, according to Mozo. There are much better things out there, but they do a very good job of kind of raising brand awareness with young children, because if they lock in that loyalty, then that gets them lots of money over time. So for parents, the message is really, it's okay if you choose that route because it's very convenient, but the message is really shop around. Like as an adult, don't just stick there because it's going to cost you. Best bank accounts at the moment, CUA paying 4% and Endeavour Mutual Bank paying 3.5%, which is more than adults can get, by the way.
Wow.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, not that bad, but also still really pathetic.
There's got to be an app.
Is there an app? There's an app for everything. Absolutely. And again, this is a way of getting kids interacting differently in a way that they understand. So my family loves Rooster Money. So this is a great multiple goal tracking app and great for pocket money. So what you do...
Rooster Money?
Rooster Money. So the basic features are free and then premium, they try and get you. We don't. We're happy with the basic. You set the multiple goals. You know, there's the Lego, there's the... My son's got one for anything I decide to buy in the future. And then the car, because I make them save 10% for the very long term. And a car for a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old is a very, very long-term thing.
This is long-term you're talking.
Well, my Miss Six has $35 for her pink car, which is 10% of her lifetime earnings, by the way. So she's doing very, very well.
But she's going to change her mind before
working my system really well.
What about the fridge? Now, you talk about the fridge can play a part, but it's got to have stars.
Yeah, well, again, as adults, sometimes we get these windfalls or these bonuses, you know, so we give bonus stars. They like that physical representation of, oh, I did something really unexpectedly good, you know. They're worth $5, so they're not huge, but they're on the fridge and they're a real reward for extra effort. Also, what's in the fridge for little children? Food is a great proxy for money. That whole delayed gratification teaching tool is amazing. Painful, though. Painful.
I often have to borrow from my daughter because I don't carry cash anymore and she's the only one that ever has any. Can kids pick up our bad habits?
Oh, absolutely, Ange. And this is what we have to be really careful of. I mean, I was just talking to the 5 bedrooms cast out in the green room and they were saying...
Nice name drop.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Channel 10 tonight. And they were saying, look, no one taught us this stuff. I don't have any money. And it's so key because we're grappling with all this technology. You know, we've got all these tap traps in terms of credit cards. We've got buy now, pay later, which just makes me want to cry. And kids are watching this going, wow, this is a modern-day fairy tale without seeing the evil bill at the end of the fortnight and the month. It's so important to communicate that. The other thing I would say is that there's a University of Queensland study out that shows that 15% of girls aged year 7 age, right, so what's that, about 12 years old?
Yeah, about 12.
Don't know what their parents do for a living. Only 6% of boys don't know. So just this idea, a bit of a, you know, female empowerment message here, just this idea that males are the breadwinners is kind of really pervasive and it's really easy to inadvertently share. So that messaging that you give as a parent and that talk is just so vital.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Nicole Pedersen-McKinnon, as always, great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, some of your worst stories about